This is not my normal thing, but stuff like this will affect me down the road, so I want to make this a matter of public record, and before I really dive into it, fair use is in effect. So these are the Fine brothers, Raffi on the left, Benny on the right. On January 26, 2016, they released a video announcing React around the world, and in it they basically alluded to the idea that they had a monopoly on all React-style videos, and they were opening it up to anyone else for a licensing fee.
We are excited to announce React World, which is a first-of-its-kind program that allows people and companies to license all our popular shows online, so that anyone, even you watching right now, can create your own versions in a fully legal way and be part of a new and exciting global community.
They also claim to have had their shows ripped off by others, without mentioning names.
Part of why we believe this initiative is important is due to witnessing many creators, ourselves included, having their shows and formats blatantly stolen by companies and people, both online and on television. And we implore everyone not to support those companies and channels.
This becomes important later. It was then later found out that the Fine brothers had quietly trademarked the word React. A trademark is different than a copyright, so it's important to differentiate them. I'm going to quote a post made by the law offices of Ryan P. Morrison. Trademarks are much more broad and powerful protection than copyright. They protect your brand and or logos and slogans. They also protect against things like confusingly similar, so it's possible that you could be sued for naming your video Kids Have Emotions. Link to the blog post in the description. January 31st, the Fine brothers released another video simply titled Update, and in it they try to explain their position, why they did what they did, and they try to answer one question that keeps coming up. What exactly is their format?
And the simple answer is watch any of our series that is part of the React World license, and that is the exact format. It's not one or two elements, it's all of the elements of the show, all used in the same style and way.
You'll notice they really didn't answer the question. They did, however, try to answer it on one of their Facebook posts. They said that their format is how the show starts, the order of segments, how it's presented, and the post goes on to detail it's how the music is played under a title card at the beginning, how it goes into category and title of the episode. So basically anybody who makes a decent show could be infringing on their React style videos because the format is a broadcast standard and has been for decades on TV. Speaking of which, they've actively told their followers to complain to people like Ellen DeGeneres and BuzzFeed for doing reaction-style videos without the Fine brothers' approval. These are the videos Raffi alluded to in his comments on the update video. So the rant that Benny makes here is pretty hollow.
And look, when you create series and products, sometimes there is specific situations where your content is being infringed. Like if someone freeboots a video on Facebook, or in very rare cases, if someone produces a beat-by-beat version of your exact series, which has happened to us.
But that's not what I really wanted to discuss here. There are hundreds of videos right now of people dismantling the Fine brothers, and they do it much better than I will because I'm far too nice of a human being. However, I did want to direct focus on one thing that a lot of people are not talking about, and that's the Fine brothers themselves in their videos. First thing I want you to notice is the camera setups. In the announcement video, the camera is placed under shoulder height, showing about the hips up. In this camera angle, the audience has to look up at the Fine brothers. In the update video, the camera is similar, but it's angled a little straighter. They're no longer talking down at us, well, at least not as severely. They're trying to be equals, but still kind of dominant. With that in mind, what really struck me in the announcement video was that Benny, on the right, in the first video, he's constantly looking down at the audience. This may be how he actually talks, but I notice his head is constantly tilting backwards, so he's literally looking down at the audience. He does similar in the update video too, but not really as severely. But I think that this is on purpose. They're trying to calm down this PR disaster, and they're trying to appear as equals, or at least not as oppressive. So this update video, it's a very controlled message. Here, take a look side by side. The announcement video has them on this edgy set. They're both in dark colors. They look somewhat corporate-minded. In the update video, it's a colorful room, more casual clothing, trying to look like the every YouTuber in order to relate to the audience. That is until you look at the body language. You'll notice that Raffi is often shaking his head as Benny speaks, and this is in direct contrast to the announcement video where when one speaks, the other remains fairly stoic. Also, look at their hand gestures. In the announcement video, they both mostly use right-handed, palm-up gestures, mostly showing the back of their hand. It's sort of a power motion. You see a lot of politicians doing it. In the update video, they both use both hands. Their palms are open and lower as if they're begging or offering, occasionally with a lot of these mothering-type hands into the heart gesture. It goes a lot further when you hear them speak. Take a listen. Try not to listen to the words as much as their cadence, their pitch, and their volume.
Or you can make your own reaction videos completely without us. It's up to you.
We're creators at heart, and those who know us personally know how passionate we are about trying to help creators, and React World is meant to be an extension of that.
Then take a look at the location. They have literally sat us down on the couch and they are scolding us. When you really examine this, the camera is about kid height and still looking up at both of them as they tag team speak at us from the living room couch. They've leaned far forward in the couch and they're talking through us. Even at the end, Raffi starts slapping his knee, literally driving his points home. This is what parents do to their own children when they can't spank them. The message that I got from the update video is, you did a bad thing and you should feel bad. But what I also get is a lot of fear. You can kind of see it in Raffi's hands off screen in the update video when he's not speaking. He's rubbing his hands together. He's got his fingers interlaced a lot. Benny is doing a lot of stealth arm crosses, and he's also putting his hands together too. They're protecting themselves. They feel exposed and they are shielding themselves without being too obvious about it. Compare that with the open body positioning and the hands as a side appearance in the announcement video and you can see a huge difference. So, in my opinion, I think they know exactly what they were doing. Benny literally is shaking his head no when he's talking at us after going about competing reaction videos. He's visually contradicting what he's saying. So I believe that the intent there was to use the trademark as a legal banhammer to all competitors who they don't license out to. And they got called out. And now they're trying desperately to put out the fire that's raging out of control here. Okay, so why am I making this video? For transparency's sake. I make an internet show about gaming culture and not React-style videos, but the trademark could, if you read it very broadly, affect my show. I'm technically reacting to a culture, so if I made a video called Tiger Reacts to RNG, I could be in legal problems if this actually goes through. Or if I do a first impression video, it's technically a reaction style video, and again, legal problems. I also know producers who do a reaction style show, and they could also get pretty badly hit too. So I would like to see this trademark refused for professional reasons, if not necessarily for myself, then for the people I call colleagues. You know, as an internet society, we called out Sony for trying to trademark the term Let's Play for the same reason that we called out the Fine Brothers for trying to trademark React. In both cases, it's pretty clear that this isn't a protection of a brand as much as a legal weapon to shut people out of a market. What kind of puzzles me in all this is that the Fine Brothers make a living immersing themselves in internet culture, and yet they didn't see this coming? Either they're marketing something absolutely genius to unveil in a month, or they're not as good as they think.